Hey everybody, it's Kyle. I am coming to you live from my basement. Wow, it's been a week already, kind of hard to believe. It has been an action-packed week also, and the rest of this week is going to be action-packed as well. But at the end of this week, the kids will be out of school, so got a little summer break there. And things should settle down a little bit. It's still going to be pretty crazy this summer, but a little bit easier going on the rides and stuff, I think. Maybe. No promise on that. Let's see. What's good that's happening to me right now? Things are going pretty well. I really don't have a whole lot of complaints. I mean, the kids are doing great in the things they're involved in. Things are working really well. I had a video I created yesterday that, kind of was handed a bunch of footage and some images as far as logos and stuff go, and not a whole lot of direction. And out of that, I was able to pull something that people are very pleased with. So that's always a good feeling, to be able to create something for people, which is exactly what they wanted, although they may not have even known that some of that stuff could be done. And then to deliver that to them and to have them be, really happy and genuinely surprised and excited about what comes out of it. So I'm fortunate to be able to do that. I'm fortunate to be able to do this job for a living that I have. It's at times it can be trying, and at other times it's just so rewarding, because you're basically enabled to be creative, and you're able to play with toys for a living, basically. I mean, that's what I do. I love technology. I love video production, music. I love a lot of things. You guys know that. But to be able to create media and play with all the toys that enable you to do that on a daily basis for a living is a pretty positive thing. And currently in that position, I'm actually making more than I've ever made before per year. So it's like a double whammy. So, I mean, that's something that's good that's happening to me all the time, you guys know. But to be able to pull off something like that, just kind of out of the blue, and kind of surprise some people that you've never really worked with before. So now they're like, whoa, cool. We can do stuff like this now. That's awesome. That's a good feeling. It makes me feel real good. It makes me very proud. And it makes me want to just do just as good or better of a job next time. So I'm constantly learning, constantly developing techniques and learning new tricks of the trade in order to create these things. It's a positive scenario, It far outweighs anything negative about the position, for sure. Let's see. That's about it, guys. I mean, that's all I really have right now when it comes to things that are going really good for me. I mean, things are just going really good for me. I don't have much else to say about it. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, throw it over to Kyle, and then we'll be back after the break. I'll talk about some things that I'm into right now. So, hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. All right, what am I into right now? Well, it's definitely not the Kansas City Spoils. Oh, my gosh. Kansas City Royals are just atrocious at the moment, and it's a real bummer. I love the Kansas City Royals. I love baseball, but it's not even worth my time to turn it on. An example would be in a game from yesterday, so that would be Monday night, they actually got 3 home runs in the first inning. Like right off the bat, first inning, 3 home runs, which is crazy. I think it's like the first time that's ever been done for the Royals, I think 5 home runs in an inning might be the highest amount ever by any team. But 3 home runs in the first inning, and yet they still lose the game by 4. So I just don't know, when you have that kind of momentum, what it takes to come back from that and lose the game. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer for it. I just know it's a real bummer. I know people are calling for Mike Matheny's head at this point. He's the manager. Took over after Ned Yost. I don't know if that's the answer or not, but it might be worth a try. I really don't know, guys. It's hard to find a good manager. So I think the guy's got the right idea and everything. I think sometimes he makes some calls that are questionable. If we get someone on base, instantly whoever's up afterwards is bunting. I get that sometimes, if it's late in the game and you're trying to get ahead, you're trying to catch up to somebody, that kind of thing, I get it. But I don't get it right off the bat for no apparent reason whatsoever. So that would be a complaint that I have about him. But then again, you know what? He knows baseball way better than I do. So who am I to criticize him? Everybody's an armchair quarterback, right? All right, so things that I'm watching right now. Well, I can tell you what I'm going to be watching starting this Friday, and that is Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney+. I am so freaking jazzed about that show. They dropped a new trailer early this morning I'm doing this before I go into work. But they dropped a new trailer very, very early this morning. And it's amazing. It is amazing. It's going to be a great show. I got good feelings about it. And Darth Vader is in there, man. So whatevs. Hayden Christensen playing Darth Vader is just... Between that and Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan, I just don't know how it gets much better. Personally, I really don't. I'm looking forward to that show. And then the first part of the last season of Stranger Things also is coming out this coming weekend. So that's pretty amazing as well. Looking forward to that. It looks really good. I know they originally wanted to go for a 5th season, but I'll be honest with you, these kids are just getting too old, and they've kind of worn out their welcome a little bit. I just can't see it going past this season. So we got the first part of the season right now, and then the second part will be out, I believe, in August. So that'll be it after that for Stranger Things, which is probably a good plan. We also have coming this summer The Umbrella Academy, Season 3. Really looking forward to that. I love that show. I love those comics. So hopefully it follows. I know they kind of are deviating for this season from the comics, even though it looks like Sparrow Academy's in there. They're in an alternate timeline. And Sparrow Academy does exist. And I think they actually have a comic book about it right now that they're doing. So what else have I been watching? I finished up that documentary series I was telling you guys about on HBO Max called The Invisible Pilot. It's really interesting. It all ties into the Iran-Contra deal, the debacle back in the 80s. That Reagan definitely had going on. And who was that guy? I cannot remember the name of the soldier that was involved in it. It was all over the place. It was such a big deal at the time. But anyway, this does tie into it, and it does have to do with drug trade, which is interesting because, Ronnie Reagan was the big anti-drug president. Nancy Reagan's big platform as the first lady was just say no, right? So it's interesting that he was involved in, or he knew of our people being involved in a situation that I wouldn't say promoted drug trade, but definitely wasn't condemning it or negative about it at all. It was a means to an end. Sorry, it was a means to an end, and they were willing to overlook this drug trade in order to get these other things done that they wanted to. But anyway, that was really good. It was a great documentary. Other than that, a new season of Kids in the Hall. That's crazy. That's on Amazon Prime. Yes, a brand new season of Kids in the Hall, which is nuts. So it's, I watched the first episode. It was very funny. It is different to watch that show without a laugh track. That was kind of the thing with that show. And that was kind of one of the fun things about that show, was you had this laugh track going on in the background. And so it's really strange that it doesn't have a laugh track now. I almost would have hired people to watch it and recorded it like they did back in the day, just to have that so that it's exactly like it used to be. However, it's still really good and it's really fun. And since it's on Amazon Prime, they can say or do or show whatever they want to show. As a matter of fact, there's full frontal male nudity in the very first episode. So just warning you guys up front, if you're going to watch it, there's some dingalings showing. Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny. I'll watch the rest of those. I started watching the second episode. I haven't finished it yet. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do more after this one. We'll see. Who knows if it's going to be a hit or not, right? And that's the only thing that really matters when it comes to extending into other seasons. Haven't watched another, Outer Range? I haven't watched another one of those yet. Really need to. I do like that show with Josh Brolin. Just got to get in there and finish it. So we've had some other things we've been watching, so maybe we'll dive back into that now. Same thing with Halo. Have not watched another episode of Halo since last time I talked. I think we've watched maybe 3. But I hear it gets pretty crazy, pretty wacky, and I don't really know how interested I am in that, you know? What I didn't talk to you guys about last time is Love, Death, and Robots. I actually was fortunate enough to have an advanced screening of that show. Netflix had emailed me and asked me if I'd like to do an advanced screening online, and so I said, heck yeah. And so I did, and it was more of the best of Love, Death, and Robots, with maybe 3 or 4 new episodes thrown in there, but the best of the older episodes. So my wife did actually watch it with me, and she did like it. She did like the little episodes, and there were 2 new episodes that really, really stuck out to me. And I think I talked about that. I put some notes on the last episode of the podcast, and I talk a little bit about it. But Jibaro is the one that you'll probably see images of. And it's a woman dressed in gold who, I don't know, she's more of a siren than anything. I mean, that's what I would call her. And I don't know. That's a real wild one. I believe they're Spanish conquistadors, and they come upon this lake, and she's in there, and it's just, you just have to see it. But the animation and the 3D rendering that takes place and the way they created these people in this is astounding. As a matter of fact, I showed just a quick clip of it on Instagram. They have some up there. I just showed a picture of the woman, or the video of the woman dancing around from Jibaro, and to my daughter, and she was like, wow. And I go, yeah, and that's animation. That's not a real person. And she was like, what? I mean, it is that staggering, that impressive of an image. So yeah, that one's really cool. And then there was another one called Night of the Many Dead. And I guess what I would say about that one's more of a comedy type thing, you know, or hey, humans, let's laugh at ourselves type of thing. But I just really like it. It's cool looking. It's amazing animation and all that. But I like the whole idea of the premise of the story, and just you just have to see it at the very end of that particular animation. There's a rude little piece to it, but it's funny. It adds up, and I really like it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not much else I'm thinking. Not much else that I'm watching, really. And that's really kind of it. Let's see. Music. What am I listening to? Not much. I have listened to that Open Mike Eagle dark comedy album a couple times. Really like that. Actually, we were at our friend Julie's last night and stopped by there, and she had problems with a Techniques turntable she had, which is really nice. I think it just needs to be rewired up in the shell, the head shell, and through, maybe even through the tone arm. I'm not sure, but it wasn't putting things out to the right speaker. And so, not sure what's going on there, but anyway, she had replaced it. She had a spare. I could not believe this when she told me this. she had a spare sitting around of, what is that? It was a Project turntable. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they're outrageously expensive. And she had a spare one of those sitting around, and so she connected that. And it almost looks like the album's playing on air, because this thing is so tiny. It's just underneath, there's a straight kind of bar that goes along. It's got I can't explain it. I'll put an image of it in there so you guys can take a look at it. But I'd heard so much about these, and I know they range in price. I think they can go anywhere from like $500 up to a couple $1,000s. So I don't know which one this is. I don't think it's the carbon fiber, which would be a couple $1,000. But I would imagine it's one that's in there, especially with the particular cartridge and stylus that was on it. I'm guessing this thing is probably around $1,000. But anyway, threw on some Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky, that record. Sounded amazing. Like instantly it was like, holy crap, man, this thing sounds incredible. And then right there handy also, she had a copy of Wish You Were Here and played that whole album and listened to it. And wow, just absolutely beautiful. So that was kind of cool. It makes me want to get some records out and get spinning again upstairs. We'll see. I know we listened to Cameo Machismo this last week too. I love that. That's the follow-up album to Cameo's Word Up. And the Machismo album came out just at a great time for me when I was growing up, so I really actually liked that record a lot. So we're listening to that last week also. Same thing with reading. Not much, man. I really just need to sit down and read some of these comics that I have digitally. Paradise Sky by Joe Lansdale. Been listening to that further. The Nat Love book that I've told you guys about. And of course I mowed this week, so that means I listened for a couple hours. And man, such a great book. He is just such a good writer. I just love how he is able to write in these different eras also, and it just fits perfectly. Whereas, James Cameron, who made films, made Avatar and Terminator 2 and blah, blah, blah. That dude is horrible at writing dialogue. And George Lucas also, horrible at writing dialogue. As a matter of fact, long story short, I think I told you guys this, but I was in the urgent care deal and getting an x-ray on my left arm. And on the TV in the in the waiting area was Attack of the Clones, the second of the prequel films. Or no, it wasn't. It was Revenge of the Sith. Sorry, it was the third one. And it had the line where Padme, or Queen Amidala, whatever, comes to, is it Mustafar? I can't remember the name of the planet where Anakin / Darth Vader ends up making his home. But long story short, she's there and she's talking to Anakin out on this landing pad or whatever. And she says something along the lines of, come on, just come with me and we can leave and love will defeat all of this or something. And he says, Padme, the only thing that can defeat this is my new special powers. It's so dumb, dude. My new special powers are the only thing that can keep us alive. The only thing that can keep you alive are my new special powers, not love. So dumb. Anyway, whereas those guys are really horrible at dialogue, Joe Lansdale is amazing with dialogue. And it translates really well to movies and TV also. He did have a series of Hap and Leonard that was great. I think it went 3 seasons and then got canceled. I'm sure it wasn't cheap to make. Probably is why. But it stinks because the gentleman who played Leonard is now passed away. I cannot remember his name. Michael. He was on The Wire, but he is now passed away. So he did such a great job in that role. I can't imagine someone else playing Leonard, but nonetheless, it's a great show. And then he's also had a few movies. Cold in July is one of them. That's a real good movie if you get a chance to see that. Highly recommend it. That's it on, books. I'm really not reading a whole lot. I mean, I have an interest to read books. I just don't have any time, it seems like. So need to make some time for, especially for those comics, and get caught up on those. Okay, podcasts. Yeah, I mean, nothing new there. Radio Rental had a new episode this last week, and it was great. Mr. Ballin had a couple new episodes, and they were fantastic also. The Something was wrong, that episode, or that podcast, Something Was Wrong. It's all right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to a few more episodes and get into it a little further. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on that one yet. But Mr. Ballin and Radio Rental, outstanding. There's also a new season of another one I listen to a lot. And that one is called Someone Knows Something, I believe. Someone Knows Something. That is really solid. And I highly recommend that show also. I think this is like the 7th season of that one. And I've listened to all of them. It's been a kind of a roller coaster ride with that show. But the new episode is about the murder of a doctor who was actually performing abortions and other women's health care, but abortions, and how he was murdered, and it's kind of a mystery about it. Anyway, very interesting, and all of the seasons have been interesting, so I don't know why this one would be any different. That's it, guys. I mean, there's not a whole lot new for you. I appreciate you guys listening. It is fun to just, I feel like I'm talking to friends, every week, and just discussing some of the things that are going on in my life. That's all I got. I'll have some more for you next week. And in a couple weeks, we're going to have a special report, about Record Store Day 2 in 2022. And I don't know if they're going to have a Black Friday one this year. But we're going to have a special report for Record Store Day 2 on June 18th. So I will let you guys know about that. That's all I got. I appreciate you guys listening. I'm just going to be over here, driving my daughter to volleyball camps and driving my son to and from work while he's still learning to drive so he can get his license, which we need to hurry up on. But I'll just be over here doing all that, and I will come back at you guys next week with a whole new episode. Again, thanks for listening. Peace out. Oh, and get off my lawn.